Hey, what's going on, everyone? And welcome back to another episode of Just My Opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really do appreciate it. And as you can see, it's not just me. I got my girl Tyra right here with Struggle Reviews TV. Hello, man. Bubbly
I'm feeling
personality and
real
all that.
giggity.
How
Like,
you
yeah,
doing?
I'm
Yes.
good. Like, I'm happy to be here, B. I be missing you and stuff and missing our conversations. Like, we have good energy when we collab on anything. So I'm
Yes.
excited to be here.
Yes, we do.
So it just
Yes, we
makes me,
do.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited too. We were just kind of talking about that briefly, you know what I'm saying, before we hit record. But guys, if you did not know, we are running through these Oscar nominations for 2023 for the films of 2022. We're talking the best animated right now and Turning Red to be specific. And I got my girl Tyra right here to help me out. If you love what me and Tyra has to say, you can follow us on social media. Both of our handles are on the screen. Her information is in the description box below. And like always, this young sister is on my channel tab. Bam, smack dab right there in the middle. This is what her channel looks like. She is growing like crazy, about to hit 20K, and then she will be on her way to 1 billion subscribers. So go ahead and subscribe and show her all the same love and respect that you show me. I also want to let you know that this is going to be kind of a mullet style review. We're going to be doing it, of course, non-spoilers, but just slight spoilers. We won't just go into all the nitty-gritty in case there's some people out there that haven't seen the film. But if you haven't, it is on Disney Plus. That is available for you. And Tyra, I got to be honest with you. When I don't know. Did I decide for us to review this or you? I think I was like,
You did.
I did. Okay. And the thing is, when I guess I just saw that it was nominated. Of course, I didn't see it until recently, and
Really?
I did not know exactly what it was about. And when I was pressing play, I was like, wow, okay, this is interesting. I was like, this movie is the perfect movie for me and Tyra to do for
Yes.
so many reasons. And I cannot wait to hear all of your thoughts. If you, because I said, yeah, it was me. Because I was like, have you seen Turning Red? And I think you replied, of course. Like,
Yeah.
who hasn't seen
Yeah.
Turning Red?
Well,
Like, where are you at? And so, oh man, I have so many questions about this film. Of course, it is being nominated for the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature. And I'm also going to talk about at the end of this video if, I feel that there should be a Best Animated category or if it just kind of should be considered a Best Picture. But also, guys, if you want an audio only version of this, you can get that with a link in my description with buzzsprout.com. I am on that if you want an audio only version on all of these platforms right here: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Overcast. I mean, you can see it on the screen. And I'm also on SoundCloud as well if you want an audio only version of this. But we have this film Turning Red, Tara. Again, I had no idea what I was getting into. And I'm kind of conflicted because I'll be honest, I did enjoy the film, but I'm also I don't. I guess I'm concerned just about the reception that it's had from everybody else, and apparently it's been good. Rotten Tomatoes right now, majority of the critics like it. It has a very good audience score. But I'm gonna pass to you real quick. How did you feel about Turning Red? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are you somewhere in between? Did it move you on a personal level? Were you offended by this film? It could be any of all those things. Let me know. How did you feel about Turning Red?
I thought this movie was incredible. Like, I love this movie. Like, my kids and I, like, we have our little movie nights. This was one of the movies we were anticipating, and it did not disappoint. But just looking at the trailer, you don't really know what it's about. Or you're just assuming it's, your everyday run of the mill Pixar. Like, I was like, oh, this is something completely different. But I appreciate it for that. Like, there's no other movie like this.
That is true. That is
There's
true.
no other movie like this. And if you have children, especially girls of a certain age, this could be a tool,
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
thought this was a great movie, and I'm not at all surprised that it's nominated at all. Like you said, I think you said best animation or best picture. I guess they separated because maybe they don't think it would stand a chance up against, those categories. But something like this could be considered for a best picture. Like, this was a really good animated movie, and I didn't really have a problem with anything, honestly.
Okay, okay. I want to echo some of those things you said. I don't really have anything that I can just complain about as well. I mean, you was right. At the very least, it's a very cute movie, but it
Mhm.
is a great movie. And I mean, I'm sure a number of you have seen it, especially if you can watch it in the convenience of your own home. But if you don't know anything about it, a 13-year-old girl named Maylene turns into a giant red panda whenever she gets too excited. Now, I want to bring up that this is the director and the writer. It's Domi Shi, I believe she's a Canadian Chinese, born in Chongqing, China. There's an article right here with Deadline. Turning Red writer director Domi Shi on dipping into the well of her own childhood for her Oscar-nominated feature. Now, if you want to read that at your own leisure, I will have a link to that in the description box below. But I want to ask you, Tara, would you have been offended by this movie if it was made by a male?
No.
No. Do you know why I'm asking you that?
Yes.
Okay. I want to go ahead and address that because I did enjoy the movie. But at
Mhm.
the same time, I was saying I was not offended at all by this. But I would think I was like, wait, I'm just really curious on how women feel about this because
Mhm.
you said that this can be a tool, especially for young girls turning a certain age. And yeah, I like all the lore and the Chinese culture that they infuse into this movie, but it's also about women going through puberty.
Loved
Yeah,
it.
it was good, but at the same time, I was so curious. I was like, wait a minute, are women gonna get pissed at this? Because it has so many great things, but on
Yeah.
another side is saying that okay, if women can't control their emotions or
Mhm.
they're on their period and they're moody and irritable, that they turn into uncontrollable rage monsters. And so
Yeah.
I was like, I'm I'm like, wait, I didn't see nothing on the news where women were running to the theater trying to burn it down, like, oh, how dare they? I'm
Oh
canceling
man.
Disney Plus. But apparently, a lot a lot of people out there was like, hey, I can resonate with this
Yes,
right
B,
here.
like, well, I don't know. I know. I think you don't have any sisters or,
Mm-mm.
any of that,
No,
right? Like
right.
when it happens, like the energy, there's a whole shift. I
Yes.
personally, I'm waiting for my daughter because the mood, the energy, like you're not so much a raging panda, but you're not too far from it. It's just like, who is this person? Not only are you going through puberty, but you have
Right.
all these different emotions and something, if you're a woman of a certain age, you've been through puberty long before, but it just now happening to a 12 or 13-year-old child. It's the end of the world. So
Right. Okay.
they are
Okay.
just, the emotions are on 10. And I love the fact that I can identify that in this film. There's something here in this film for everybody. Because, of course, I watched it with my son. All he saw was like, oh, this is Kung Fu Panda, the Red Panda Edition. Like, this is so fun. Like, mommy, he loves this movie. He's like, can we
Yeah.
watch Mamie? She gets upset. Like, he doesn't see that. And then I have the 12-year-old, like, this is one of those movies. Like, mom, we already had this talk. Like, it's okay. It's okay.
Hilarious.
And then I love the correlation with it not being set in modern day. And this is kind of like early 2000s. So they're still
Right.
talking
Right.
about CDs and boy band culture and stuff
Yes.
that I could relate to from when I was growing up. So I felt like it was something here for everybody. Then there's, some action. It's a really like pleasing movie to look at also.
Yeah, it really is. I had the bright colors on when I was watching this. I was like, "Ooh, this color, that color," and so yeah, you hit the nail on the head with that. I'm very glad that you brought up your daughter without me having to, because I wanted to ask. So, what does the little girl think? You know what I'm saying? Because
She
you
thought it
said
was great. She thought it was
she's
great because we sat down like, oh, we're gonna watch. They just never took any time to correlate something as serious as puberty or your menstrual cycle, like turning red. You just
right.
figure that you have a young girl who is transforming, and it's just. I never tied that into her going through puberty or any of that. So the fact that that was an undertone in the movie and it could still, resonate for a 4-year-old or myself. And I had a really good time watching this movie. Like it was very
Yeah,
unexpected, but it
yeah.
was fun. And since we've watched it 10 times over.
That is wonderful. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. I was so confused too at the very beginning because I was like, okay, did she really turn into a red panda, or is this in her mind? Is it a
Yeah.
metaphor or something like that? Is it just something that only her family can see because of the bloodline or something? But we found out at school that her classmates, her friends could see it as well. And I like them too. I like the black
Yes.
girl. She was bobbing her head like this. I like the shorter one. She was all chubby with the
Mhm.
beatbox and all
Yeah.
that. That was cool. I liked all of that. I liked the friends, so that was cute too. I like just their whole relationship, but that was really weird to me. But I did like the little girl too, or whatever. She was fantastic. I never heard of her before, Miss Rosalie, excuse me,
Mhm.
Chiang. And she did a great job. And so did Ming as well, played by Sandra Oh.
Yes.
At first I just assumed I thought that was Michelle Yeoh, but it wasn't.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, it's Miss Sandra, or whatever. How did you feel about the mother, and the mother-daughter relationship? Because she was, I guess, what you can describe as a helicopter
Mhm.
parent.
Yes.
Just man, just she was very obsessive. I don't know if when you was this age, if you drew your crushes as little mermaids on the beach and making out in your little notebook. But that was funny to me when she
Mhm.
was very intrusive and pulled out the notebook and she just assumed that her daughter was just a perfect little angel that
Maybe.
and went down to the little store, the corner store, the bodega, and Charles, a little boy, this little boy behind the counter ain't ever seen this girl before in his life, and he is getting accused of predatory behavior.
Mm.
The mama sneaking up to the school and the jumping fences, hiding behind trees. You
Mhm.
left your pad. I'm just like, I was laughing my ass off. Like, wow, I don't think any parent is that brain dead to embarrass their child that much. I could be wrong, but
Mm.
I was laughing at a number of those things. Tyra, I mean, can you relate, or how did you feel about the mom?
I can relate a whole lot. I can relate a whole lot, like in a sense of being that helicopter mom, because it goes like tenfold with the relationship. She wants so badly to aspire for her mom's approval. And you see that a lot in Japanese culture and the depictions of the mothers. They're always, really, I really low key would like to see something else because we do get that often of them being really strict helicopter moms, wanting you to achieve greatness, which is, really great. But you see throughout the movie that puts a strong hold on Mamie. She's, lying, sneaking around, doing all kind of extra stuff because she doesn't want to disappoint her mom. But I can agree because I'm that mom.
Okay, that's good. You said
I'm
you
not
did.
I'm not like helicopter bee, but I'm like once your child like starts to hit puberty, especially with my daughter, when you have a 13 or 12-year-old that may look a little older, you start to, you see boys and you get I didn't it happens like inward. I didn't know, but I get like, what are you looking at? Get away from my
Yeah,
daughter.
I can tell, and that's good. I can tell, especially with some of our conversations that we were having with P Valley. I'm pretty
Oh
sure
man.
what scene I'm talking about, and
Yeah.
I've seen you interact with the baby. I don't want to say his name, but it's adorable, and so I'm very confident on your mothering skills. Hopefully, you don't just show up to school beating on your daughter's window and like, I
Oh
got
my
your
God,
period
no.
pads and
No, she
all of
was
that.
stalking.
Huh?
She was stalking, hiding behind
Oh
trees.
yeah,
No, we,
yeah,
we
yeah.
wouldn't we wouldn't go that far, but I just loved her just assuming that, oh, she's turning red, and she was just I'm that helicopter mom, like, oh, it's that time, like she had a whole box of everything. That's me.
Okay, well, good stuff. I'm glad you're looking out. It was also just cute for me. I like, anytime you can get me to singing, along with the characters. I'm always having a good time. Always do it on my Y'all know I gotta sing over here. I ain't gonna do it too much, but I was jamming, man. I really was. I was having a good time, and I was laughing my behind off at the grandmother, all the
Yeah.
aunties that came through, and all those stereotypes and
Yes.
all that, all in your business, and pinching your cheeks and all of that. Yeah, I found it very entertaining, and for the most part, I just liked it because it was just like the main character, Mei Ling, is just about embracing yourself,
Mhm.
just being you. Not being afraid, growing up, and it's just something that we all have to go through. And she didn't want to follow after her mom. She kind of just
Yeah.
wanted to do her own thing, and I like that. I really do. And also just the peer pressure, not just from your peers, but from your parents. She
Yeah.
threw her friends under the bus. That was very ugly, and I tend to stay away from people like that. But she was a child, and she didn't know any better. You know, I remember when I first learned what a hater was when I was in high school because I didn't know, and I she wasn't hating, but it just these what is it people skills, you know, that you have to develop as a young age. You know, when I was a teenager, you know, I had some adjustments, and you know, I always sat down and talked to him like, okay, this is this and that's that. And so she was just at that age too. She wasn't trying to be malicious or mean to her friends, but you know, you can tell how hurtful it was to her friends that you know they
Yeah.
were thrown under the bus that way. You know how'd you feel about all that?
I loved it. Like, first, I loved how forward thinking they were. Like, we're going to use your gift to just transform into a red panda, make it profitable,
Yes,
sell, pictures, photos, t shirts, so we can get to this. You're never not on my mind. Oh,
yes,
my. Oh,
yes,
my. We got to get to the
yes.
concert, B.
Right, right, right.
I love that. And I just love that we didn't have them stray away from her or think that it was weird, especially her bestie. They were so supportive once they realized, like, oh my God, you can turn into a panda. Like, you missing an action. You haven't been to school. I love just their whole dynamic. And I just love them all having their own personalities and everything. Oh, here we go with the Japanese and the Chinese coaching. Put them purses back up there, B.
Yeah. There you go. There you go.
All the good, like, I just love the representation here. It's just so heavy, and even though it's heavy, I didn't really get a whole lot of stereotype. I thought it was done well and really tasteful.
Yeah, look at her destroying the city right here. I don't know, man. If I could turn into a rage, a giant rage panda, I would. I think I would try to embrace that. You know, I'd probably be scared the first time, but man, I can transform. You know what I'm saying through my emotions. You know, I'm finna power up on that ass. You know,
You
and it
better
was
Super
kind of fun at
Saiyan.
the end. That turned into like a whole a super red panda team or whatever. I'm like, wait a minute, why are y'all not embracing this? Y'all should be kicking ass across the land or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm serious. I'm not being facetious
So
here. I like, but I got tickled by the fact that she actually had to. Her mom went crazy. Like, what is wrong with you? You want to go down there and destroy the whole stadium and kill everybody? What's wrong with all of you kids? Go home right now. It's past your bedtime. Coming through the roof, and she had to battle her mom. You know, final boss level 10 mode. That was funny, and she defeated her through twerking, the power of twerking.
oh, that was
That
funny.
that was hilarious. I don't know whoever wrote that. I'm pretty sure it looked dumb as hell on paper, but it looked funny as hell on screen.
Yes, it
I really did enjoy the twerking to defeat the mother. That was the icing on the cake for me,
did.
right there. But like you said, I have no complaints. I mean, what else you got about this film?
No, I just love the bottom line because even though it's about her turning into the big red panda and her dealing with that, or even just puberty, I love the relationship with her mom and kind of them reaching each other and realizing, my mom was once 13, she wasn't always this, or them. I don't know what it is when they kind of transcend and they go into the other realm. When
Hmm.
she was thinking about passing over and giving her gift away to no longer want to be the red panda, and she just, felt like I'm identifying with this and it's something that I want to keep, regardless if, my mother wanted to keep hers, and them just kind of understanding each other. It's just really symbolic of when your daughter or just your kids in general get of a certain age and they're not quite your baby anymore, but they're not an adult, but you have to identify that they're changing and growing and you have to grow with them. So, and you just kind of see some growth in her mom. Like,
You do. You do. Also, something to note, the group is called Four Town, and like you said, you know, the boy band that
Old
everybody was
Town.
salivating over.
Yes.
It was five of them, but it's four, and I think,
Yes.
and correct me if I'm wrong, to all my Chinese brothers and sisters out there, in is number four like a bad considered bad luck in your culture?
Mm.
If it is, that makes more sense, kind of like an Easter egg of why the mom really didn't, you know, she wasn't vibing with the group, you know. But while I did enjoy, and this right here was hilarious when
Mm.
she lost her ish in the classroom when her mom showed up with the pads. I was like, whoa, they are really getting bold with this woman not being able to control you know, their emotions and stuff. And so this is one of the first times I was like, I'm just surprised I haven't heard anything negative about that, but you know, I didn't know
No.
how to interpret it. You know, y'all are embracing it. That's what's up. It really didn't bother me. Now while I really did enjoy the movie, still this is by far not remotely close to the best of Pixar. It's still a good movie. I'm not trying to cramp on it, but Pixar, for me at least,
Yeah.
that's up there. That's gold platinum. I
Mm.
mean, I'm thinking, of course, the Toy Story, Wally.
Yeah.
I can go down the list. I mean, this is still good though, and everybody involved should be very proud of themselves. But before we get out of here, like, what are your final thoughts on this movie if you haven't given them already?
I love this movie. Like, I can't remember all of the nominees, but I believe it is.
Puss in Boots 2,
Nope.
Marcel and the Shell,
Hmm.
and Guillermo del Toro's
Pinocchio.
Pinocchio. You're just
Yeah.
speaking about best animated, right?
Yes. I
Yeah,
feel like I would give it to this movie. Like, and Pinocchio was a whole reimagining situation and was very
I haven't seen it yet either.
oh well, yeah, but it's a beautiful movie. Like it's a lot of changes being made, and it's not your typical Pinocchio story, which I could appreciate. Like it's a lot, but just as far as something that I enjoyed repeatedly and watch with my children, it was this movie for me. I did see Puss in Boots also, but yeah, I know it was this movie for me. I would definitely give it to this movie, but I do feel like it's going to be given to Pinocchio because that was just something different. It was just unexpected, and a lot of themes as far as life, death, and allegories. It was a whole thing, but like kid friendly, it was definitely turning red. But this isn't the kid friendly category. It's about the best film as far as
Hmm.
animation. So I would think that they would give it to Pinocchio. But I absolutely love Turning Red, and I'm going to continue to watch it after this.
Gotcha. I'm watching right after we're done with this. I'm gonna start Pinocchio
Mhm.
because I'm gonna be reviewing that with another colleague of mine. I'm reviewing Marcel the Shell with
Mhm.
Malcolm. Me and One Take are gonna be doing Puss in Boots. And of course, we're doing this one right here. I don't know if I'm gonna get a chance to do the Sea Beast,
Mhm.
but we'll see. Did you get a chance to check that one out?
Of course.
Okay. Did you
Yes.
like did you like it? I guess not as
Yeah.
much as Turning Red though.
Well, no, I liked it. It was nice, and the animation, like, it has a lot of different cultures in the film, different themes, and the lead in the film is a black little girl, and that was like really nice to see in the animation. So
Well, I definitely would be singing now. You said
yeah,
little black girl, so I mean that's
yeah,
just
that was
automatic,
really nice. She's the whole lead. The movie is built around her in this CB, so it was really great to see that, and the movie was beautiful. So I loved it.
Okay, cool. Well, there you go, guys. And if you didn't know, if this is your first time here, subscribe, thumbs up, leave a comment, share all that good stuff. I am going to have a review for all. I am going to see the CB. So I'm gonna have a review for every Oscar nominated film for best animated. Also, every film for best picture. Also got a few other ones for like best lead actress, best actor, like The Whale with Brendan Fraser. So I'm covering all the or as much Oscars as I can. And so if you want to check it out, there's links to everything in the description, in the pinned comments. Just subscribe, and you will see all of that there. Tara, if you had to give this film a rating out of a 1 out of 10, or what your whatever your rating system is, what would you rate it?
This is definitely an 8 for me. It's not Toy Story or
You said A or 8?
an 8. I would
8.
give it an
Okay.
8. I
Okay.
loved it.
Okay. I would give it that exact same rating. So that is wonderful. That is wonderful. I'm glad that we do agree there. But that's what's up, y'all. And so hopefully you loved our review. Tyra, before we head out of here, what do you have going on your channel for all the lovely people out there to look forward to?
And the snowfall reviews are popping. Come on over. What you doing? Come over before it's too late. Like
Yeah.
we are at the end of the show. It's a season finale. I'm also discussing Wu Tang, and of course,
Wu Tang.
Wu Tang. The throwbacks are always coming and all that good stuff. I also discussed Harlem, so that's also there. And that's just also just endless content that's always here as far as throwback movies that you love and may want to discuss again. Come on over and watch that. But yes, Snowfall is like really that's what it's saying. I'm so amped to talk about the
Yeah,
show.
yeah, me too, me too. And y'all also can see she has the best thumbnails in the world, and so there you go, there you
Thank
go.
you.
Myself, let me hit the refresh button over here. But if you do subscribe to my channel, and it doesn't want to load up properly, but you will get movie reviews, you will get series reviews, you will get spoilers reviews, You will get a weekly movie news roundup show, Bel Air season 2, also Snowfall season 6, trailer reactions, interviews, some fresh out of theater reactions, and other cool stuff as well. This review is going to be uploaded to my channel on the Oscar day, March 12th, on top of everything else. And I usually have a weekly movie news roundup show every Sunday, 6 p.m. CST. However, the day of the Oscars, I won't be having a show because it's the Oscars. And so my movie news roundup show will be the following Monday. So by the time you're seeing this, it'll be tomorrow, Monday, the 13th at 6 p.m. CST. We're going to talk about all the winners, all the losers, the snubs, or all that good stuff. So make sure you come through, subscribe, and all of that. Also, check out my Creed 3 review. And if it wants to pop up, there you go. Creed 3 review that's on my channel. Also, my Cocaine Bear review and the latest Marvel film, which is Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania Part 1, full spoiler review with myself, Eman with Eman's movie reviews, and Elliot with movie files. But congratulations for at least being nominated. Turning Red for Best Animated Feature. And again, guys, before you go, I'm B. Avery. That's Tyra. And that's just our opinion. Peace out. And we'll see you next time.